Excuse me, I love you. I know that's not the way to start.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is day 7, but for this video it's gonna be day 7 and day 8 because I'm not gonna film tomorrow. Tomorrow's Easter and I'm gonna spend time with my family. I know tomorrow I'm not gonna feel like filming, so I'm just gonna do it today. For day 7 and 8, I'm gonna do something different. I'm just gonna quickly tell you guys about my testimony. Yeah, it's just gonna be pretty brief. I'll try to do this really quick, and I will make another video talking about my testimony in more details. To start off, I grew up in a religious household. My mom is Catholic, my dad's a Christian, and they always made sure me and my brother go to church and we knew about Jesus. They would buy us those little kid Bible books to learn about Jesus. And yeah. And when I was a kid, I really loved Jesus. I did. I love him a lot. And I believed in him and I would pray to him. And I loved going to church. I love the atmosphere there. I love the people there. And sometimes I would be pretty bored and I wouldn't understand what they would say, but I loved going there. When I had entered into my teens, I started to develop depression and anxiety. I was picked on a lot growing up, and I was also very shy. And I think when you start entering into your teen years, I believe that's when you start questioning your faith, start questioning your beliefs, start discovering yourself and learning more about the world and stuff. And I used to compare myself a lot to other people. I would hate myself sometimes, and I would even question my beliefs. But still deep down, I loved Jesus and I believed in him. But there were times where I would question if Christianity was the right religion. When I became a freshman, I developed panic attacks, and I was very anxious and in fear a lot. And as you know, if you have experienced panic attacks, you know how scary the feeling is. And it was very scary. It was a hard time for me. And I started getting into New Age and spirituality, wearing evil eye bracelets, buying rocks, buying tarot cards. I was really into that kind of stuff. I was even into like ghost hunting, and I was like trying to, learn more about how to be a medium, how to get into like the whole talking to spirits thing. And a lot of the things I did was pretty much demonic. I just didn't know at the time. And I would say there was some things I did that was like witchcraft. But again, I didn't know. So I remember there were these couple of weeks where I started to really question my life. And I wanted to hurt myself. I wanted, I think the enemy was definitely going into my mind and making me hate myself a lot. And I started questioning my life. I started having these suicidal thoughts. And I remember one day I came back from school and I had such a bad day, and I just cried in my bed for the rest of the day. I reached out to the suicide hotline, and I don't know if this is like a new thing of theirs, but you can text them instead of calling them if you don't want to call them. So I texted them. And I didn't even know if it was like a real person texting me. It kind of seemed fake, but I don't know. But that didn't really help me. I laid in my bed and I started thinking about everything I did to try to help myself, and nothing worked until I remembered one person, which was Jesus. I had gotten up from my bed and I started praying. And while I was praying, I don't know, the enemy I think was just attacking my mind. I started to have doubt of his existence. So I was sitting there and I didn't know how to pray because I never really prayed. Like, I would sometimes pray, sometimes go to church, and never read my Bible. I remember there would be times where I would open up my Bible and I didn't know I just didn't understand it, and I would close it back up and put it back on my shelf, and it would just sit there and collect dust again. And yeah, but I didn't know what to say, so I just spoke to him, and I just said, "Hi, Jesus," and I told him everything I was going through, and I even told him, like, I'm really struggling right now to believe in your existence, and I want you to prove yourself to me that you are, like, the right one, because there's many different religions and many different beliefs, and some people don't believe in a God, and they believe in, I don't know, new age stuff. So I wanted to know if he was the right person. And I also told him to show me, who do I need to go to? What do I need to do so I can get that freedom? Find that peace that I was searching for. A few days later, after I had prayed that prayer, I started seeing his name everywhere. Like, I'm not even being dramatic. I started seeing his name everywhere. I would see, like, stickers on poles with his name on it. I would see cars with a Jesus sticker, or I would see license plates that would spell out God. I would see his name spray painted on poles, on walls. I started seeing his name everywhere. And one day, I just sat in my room thinking about everything I saw, and I realized that that was my sign, that was my answered prayer, and Jesus was telling me that I needed to go to him, and that's how I knew he was alive and he was the truth, because he answered me. And after that, I just gave my life to him, started living for him. And there was a lot of struggles in the way. Struggled a lot with sinful habits, but overall, Jesus helped me to get through it. He healed me. He tested my faith a lot. He strengthened me a lot. And now I'm here today, and I love myself. I love my life. I'm thankful for Jesus for giving me my life. And I don't compare myself to other people. I mean, there are times where I struggle, but I try not to. And overall, he saved my life. And I'm sharing a little bit of my testimony because I really hope it resonates with a lot of you guys, because I know there's a lot of people who are going through what I went through, and they're trying to search for an answer. And so I'm here to tell you that Jesus is the answer. I don't know what you grew up with. I don't know what your beliefs are, if you're an atheist, if you're spiritual, if you are in any other religion, but Jesus loves you so much. He died for you, and tomorrow, we celebrate his resurrection, and he's coming back for you one day, and he desires that intimacy with you, that relationship with you, and no one will ever love you more than Jesus. And he cares for you, and he sees your hurt, and he wants you to go to him and to surrender whatever it is at his feet. And so just give Jesus a chance, and I promise you he will never fail you, and you will see how beautifully he will change your life. All right, so that's all today. That's all for today, and I hope that my mini series helped you guys a lot. And everybody have a good day, good Easter tomorrow, good rest of the week. And I love you all, but Jesus loves you more. Before I go, I almost forgot the Bible verse. Romans 5:8, it says, "But God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." All right, guys, have a good day. Shalom, shalom. Bye.